If you just clicked on this video, then you made a good choice. And around here at Bathroom Movie Reviews, we like good choices. 2026 is going to be a huge blockbuster year, and I'm honestly thinking it's going to help revitalize some of the movie energy we've lost in theaters recently. Don't get me wrong, 2025 we had some bangers, but I'm hoping 2026 is the biggest box office year we've had since pre-COVID. So here's my list of my top 10 most anticipated movies for 2026. And if you don't see a movie on here that you think should have been on this list, feel free to comment below and let me know. Maybe I missed it. But this is my list. So it was really hard to come up with a top 10 on this one, so I have a lot of honorable mentions. So we're going to run through those a lot more quickly, and then we'll slow down for the top 10. So as for our honorable mentions, the first ones I want to mention are in the horror genre. We got Clayface coming from James Gunn's new DC universe. Apparently this could be a rated R body horror movie about one of Batman's rivals, and this is going to be interesting. I'm really hoping it doesn't go down the route of, oh, the bad guy's actually a good guy, but we'll find out. Next, we have a Resident Evil reboot. I know, we've had a movie franchise, a movie reboot, a Netflix show reboot, but what makes me excited about this, and guys, I haven't played the game, so I wasn't gonna be excited, but I heard Zach Krager is making it. He's the one that did Barbarian and the newest movie Weapons, and Weapons was amazing, so that makes me excited. As for our last horror movie, we got Scary Movie 6. Yeah, not a horror movie, but a parody of horror movies. Remember back in the prime time with Scary Movie 1 and 2 with the Wayans brothers? Yeah, they're coming back to make this one. Apparently Anna Faris and Regina Hall will also be in it. It's a good time to be alive. Then in the world of animation, we got two movies coming out. First is the sequel to Super Mario Bros., the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I like Mario as much as the next guy. I can't say I'm a full-fledged fan, but I love Mario Kart. I got Super Smash Bros. I've got the original Mario Bros. But I really enjoyed the first movie, and mainly Illumination just made it incredible. I honestly think Illumination has made some of the better movies of the past decade. And then Disney is bringing us a movie called Hoppers. This is an interesting one, but I actually think it looks pretty funny. And maybe that's because I'm a big fan of the Avatar franchise, and literally this is just Avatar for kids. They even say that in the trailer, basically making fun of themselves, but I think it looks interesting. Ooh, and then in the sci-fi world, we got some good things coming. First is Disclosure Day by Steven Spielberg, and this is a return to form for Steven Spielberg because some of his best movies have been sci-fi. Then we have Flowervale Street, which I actually know very little about this, but what I do know, it's got Ewan McGregor and Hathaway, and apparently something weird on a street that involves dinosaurs and other paranormal things. Kind of sounds like a different version of Stranger Things. The last two sci-fis on my list are Project Hail Mary starring Ryan Gosling and The Mandalorian and Grogu, another Star Wars film. I think these both look good. They should be fun. As for some action movies, my honorable mentions are Mortal Kombat 2, hoping it's better than the last one. Didn't necessarily love it. And Masters of the Universe. This movie has been in developmental hell for like decades maybe. The last two are a little more mellow, but it's Michael, the story of Michael Jackson, and what's really cool is I believe it's his nephew that's playing him. And then Wuthering Heights, which yes, I'm a man, but I still like romance. But the movie Frankenstein sold me on Jacob Elordi, and in Wuthering Heights, we got Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie. And Margot Robbie, she speaks for herself. All right, now let's get into the nitty gritty and the good stuff. Are you ready to see the best top 10 movie list of your life? Or to disagree and yell at me in the comments. I mean, either way, you're going to do what you're going to do. Number 10, we got Godzilla Minus Zero. So in the fall of 2024, we got Godzilla Minus One. One of the best Godzilla movies I've seen. With a budget of only $11 million, they made this movie look better than a lot of Marvel movies recently. Come on, Hollywood, use your money better. So now we're getting a sequel. This film is coming from Toho and will be the 39th Godzilla film made. Holy cow, I've got a lot to watch still. My main hope is that the plot is as good as Godzilla Minus One. I think that's what made it so different than other Godzilla movies, is they focus so much on the story, which, yes, we want to see monsters, but why not have both awesome giant monsters and a good plot? Number 9, Scream 7. With most franchises, once you go past a trilogy and just keep pumping out movies, they tend to go downhill. Well, in my opinion, not with the Scream franchise. I feel like 5 and 6 really brought some new flavor to the franchise. And now in 7, we get Neve Campbell back as Sydney. Not only that, but Courtney Cox will return. And then our stars from 5 and 6, well, not our main stars because there's some drama and we all know that they're not coming back. But siblings in the movie, Jasmine Brown and Mason Gooding will return. Oh, and McKenna Grace because, you know, it's not like she's been in everything lately. But for real, it feels like she's been in everything. What I'm most excited for in this movie is, well, besides it being a Scream movie, and I think the mystery is always fun. They're not too scary. They got some comedy elements, good action. But Stu, Matthew Lillard's return. Now, does this mean we're going to get like a little flashback where they de-age him? Or we're going to get a 2-minute scene where they visit him in a mental hospital? Or is he behind the mask? Either way, I'm glad they're teasing him. Number 8, Supergirl. James Gunn is doing great things with the DCU in my opinion. Between Peacemaker and Superman and Creature Commandos, he's off to a strong start. And after seeing the Supergirl trailers, I am still on board. I've only seen Millie Alcock in House of the Dragon, but I like the route they're going with this. We don't need a Supergirl that's just like Superman. We need someone that's a little darker, that's got some trauma. I mean, she saw her planet destroyed. And Jason Momoa returned to the DC universe, but as Lobo. I mean, come on. Come on. Number 7 is Disney Pixar's Toy Story 5. Kind of embarrassing. I did not realize Toy Story 5 was coming out this year. It somehow just kind of avoided my gaze. And like I said, after the first trilogy, usually movies go downhill. And while a lot of people thought Toy Story 4 was a big downgrade, I still had fun, I enjoyed it, and I'm excited for Toy Story 5. And getting Tom Hanks and Tim Allen and all the other voice actors back in this movie, come on, it's my childhood. The first one came out when I was like 3 years old. Not like 3 years old, I mean, wait, what year was it? Pretty sure I was 3. Sure, some of it's nostalgia, but I know it's visually going to be great. I'm going to have some laughs, and I think it's going to be pretty good. Number 6, our 5th film in this franchise, Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. Man, I feel like I'm going to get a lot of hate for this list because of all the sequels or reboots or whatever. There's no original ideas anymore, guys. Come on, give us something original. Well, you know what? I like original movies, but I also like certain franchises, so it is what it is. In this movie, we get Hamish's Hunger Games, and it's the second quarter quell. I'm starting to read the book, but I've been told this book is darker than the first, and according to many, it's the best book since the original Hunger Games novel. We've got Ralph Fiennes playing President Snow, and he's a great actor. We got Glenn Close playing I don't know who, Ellie Fanning, and oh, guess who? McKenna Grace. She really is in everything. Oh my God! Number 5, The Legend of Aang. We're finally getting a movie based on probably the most successful cartoon of all time, if not one of the tops. This movie is going to see Aang, Katara, and the rest of the gang as they're in their, I think it's like mid to late 20s, but as they go on an adventure together. You know, I don't always love prequels, and I guess Legend of Korra makes this a prequel, but to me, Avatar: The Last Airbender is amazing, and this is a sequel to that series, and we finally get to see all our characters in their prime. They're bad A fighters in the original series, and I can only imagine now that they've perfected their bending, toilet paper bending. I'm not gonna let go, that hit my camera. But this movie's gonna be pretty sweet. The only thing that is really driving me crazy is you, Paramount. What was the decision to take it out of theaters? Do you think it's not gonna make money? Do you know how popular this franchise is? I want to see it on the big screen. I want to feel the hype of the theater. Come on. You better give us something like what Netflix did for K-pop Demon Hunters. Just give us like a little tease over a weekend to where we can see it in theaters. The other cool thing is this movie's going to be using 2D and 3D or CGI animation. Is CGI an animation, or would that just be considered 3D? Number 4, and I'm sure I'm going to get hate for not having this higher, but Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Guys, number 4 is still pretty high, but this movie is going to be legendary. I mean, look what Christopher Nolan did with Batman. Look what he did with real events like Oppenheimer, Inception, and now we finally get a new Greek story involving monsters and battles. And guys, I love Greek mythology. I like the story of Troy, the Trojan horse. I like giant sea beasts, and we're about to get that. And the cast is crazy. They got Matt Damon, Tom Holland. Yeah, he's getting a lot of hate, but Tom Holland honestly has like that Greek curly hair, pretty boy look, so it works. Robert Pattinson, Anne Hathaway, Lupita Nyong'o. Did I butcher that? Zendaya. Hey, way to help your girlfriend out, Tom. Charlize Theron. Oh, and McKenna Grace, because she's in everything. Nah, I'm just playing. She's not in this one. I don't think so. What I'm curious about is what are they going to do? Because Christopher Nolan uses a lot of practical effects. I mean, yes, he will use some CGI and visual effects, but I heard he's trying to do it very practical once again for this movie. What's that sea beast called in this one? It's like, what? Big enough to swallow ships? How are they going to do that? Maybe Christopher Nolan's going to like create a real life form and just make it really small and then shrink down through new tech the actors and make them interact and it'll be real. Number 3, Dune Part 3. This is based off the book called Dune Messiah, and I'm shocked we're even getting a movie because Denis Villeneuve said after Dune 2 that, you know, we'll take a 10-year break and maybe we'll make the third, maybe we won't. And for those that have read the books, the third book, I think it's a lot different than people are expecting. It's going to be interesting how they adapt it to broader audiences. For everyone that watched the first 2 Dune movies, this one's going to be a lot different. And Timothée Chalamet has proven time and time again he can do good in this role. I was still surprised at Dune 2. I'm like, you know, when he becomes the Lisan al-Gaib, how is he going to seem more sinister? But it worked. One moment he's like, I don't want to be the Lisan al-Gaib. I don't want to hurt people. The next he's like, burn it all down. Number 2 is Spider-Man Brand New Day. I mean, come on, the Spider-Man movies are always great. And with news of Hulk and Punisher being in this one, how can you not be excited? I mean, Spider-Man by himself is iconic. I'm happy. But man, John Bernthal and Mark Ruffalo, this is going to be sweet. What I hope they don't do is just have Professor Hulk in it the whole time. That's going to drive me nuts. I'm sick of Professor Hulk. No offense to Bruce Banner, but get your bipolar side back. I want to see you in pain. I want to see you angry. All right, can we get a drum roll for number 1? All right, do it with me. Ready? Number 1 probably comes as no surprise, but Avengers Doomsday. Gosh, this movie is building up so much hype. People are crapping on it on the internet. People are praising it on the internet. These teasers are very mixed, but people are talking about it, so you know it's going to be successful. But Doctor Doom and all their characters they're going to try to incorporate, yes, there is a fear of trying to make it just nostalgic and having too many cameos, but the Russo brothers haven't really done a bad Marvel movie yet. I mean, Captain America Winter Soldier, Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. I have no reason to think this is going to be bad. And everyone keeps saying it's a cash grab with Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans. Well, I mean, on one hand, duh, movies want to make money. But 2, it's based off comic books, which always brings people back. And yes, I do get annoyed in shows. I mean, Dragon Ball Z, perfect example. Who cares if someone dies? They'll always come back. But I don't feel this way with Marvel yet. There are some deaths that are permanent. But if they're really rebooting the MCU universe after Avengers Secret Wars, which I hope they do, why wouldn't I want Captain America back for the finale? I mean, I think it's a good decision. And I think this movie's going to be great. Yes, there hasn't been build-up like for Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, and that concerned me for a while. But I think they're just cutting their losses and going, yes, we didn't do the best, but we're going to have a 3-hour movie. And with Secret Wars, it's a 6-hour story. You can make a great story in 6 hours. Anyways, what are your most anticipated films? Did my list match up with any of yours? Is it completely different? I'd be very curious. Share with me what your top 10 are. And as always, thanks for your support. We can't all be Jeremy Johns or 3C or Chris Stuckman, but to the 279 of you out there that believe in me, thank you.